What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are all doing well. We are just jumping on in here for our golf show of the week, powered by our friends over at Thomas Adams Apparel, Riggs Tamburo, Aaron Mulligan, and a special guest will be joining us here today, Miss Elizabeth Diane. It is great to see you. Great to have you on. How are things going for you?
Yeah, they're going great. Thanks so much for having me.
Glad
Thanks
to have
for coming
you.
on. We're excited to talk to you today. Elizabeth, I did want to say I've seen on your Instagram that you've done a lot of work with veterans and you work with PXG as well, which is awesome. And I know they're a veteran-owned company too. Can you tell us where that passion for working with veterans, helping them comes from and all of that?
Yeah, definitely. So I have a huge passion for helping veterans. Number one, there's no way that we can thank them for what they do from a service standpoint. I myself am married to a veteran, so I know secondhand what they go through, not firsthand, but secondhand what they go through from a service standpoint. And I'm a full believer that golf can save lives. From a mental standpoint, I think it's really important for us to get our veterans into the game of golf. Because it is competitive, it is individually challenging, you have certain goals that you can work towards. So once again, firm believer in that golf can save lives, specifically with our veterans.
Absolutely love that. And speaking of the Instagram, I had to ask you because I saw it on there, Elizabeth, and I just couldn't go without asking about it. The Golf Creator Open of 2025 coming up here in October. You got invited, obviously. Looks like you accepted that. What's the details on it? Is there any world or place we can watch it or anything like that? Because first of all, congratulations. And I'm excited to hear how that goes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So it is this upcoming weekend, this Saturday. So I'll be sharing everything in regards to where to have it streamed or where it will be streamed, how to watch me play golf, which is fun. There's a scramble event and then, of course, a net and a stroke play event. And I'll be competing in both, which is really exciting. So definitely excited for that. It will be taking place in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So I'm really excited, and more details to come in regards to, I think there's 100 creators that will be playing.
Wow.
And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a super fun event. And yes, I'm really excited and really, really honored to be selected to play in that.
Yeah, special group of people getting selected for that. So congratulations there. Speaking of a special group of people, the USA over the weekend, not the greatest results, I would say there. USA almost with one of the greatest comebacks we have ever seen in maybe even the history of sports, but they have such a tough time there opening the tournament that they can't quite get it done. It felt like up to the last putt, it was going to happen, and it just didn't happen. Elizabeth, over here, we were very high on the Team USA. Now, I think we can all acknowledge we knew Europe was stacked. It wasn't a secret to anybody, but the USA still came in a favorite. Any takeaways for you, Elizabeth, kind of on what happened in the tournament? Was it a letdown for Team USA, or is that Europe team just that good at golf?
Yeah, so first off, it was one of the almost greatest comebacks in golf history. I was watching it, and it was crazy in regards to how much Team USA came back, specifically on Sunday singles. And it was crazy because all week I was like, where the heck has this been? Of course, we show up in the 11th hour, which is great, and we made it very interesting at the end. But I really do feel like there's a couple things that did not go our way, specifically from a putting standpoint. So once again, you putt for dough, drive for show, and it really showed that those putts and every single stroke counts. So I do really feel like USA could have pulled it off, and like I said, it would have been one of the greatest comebacks in golf. And I think Keegan Bradley would have had statues made of him if we would have won. So I think it would have been a great story and an absolutely amazing thing to have seen. But yeah, Team Europe pulled it off. And going into Sunday, I was a little nervous. Sunday morning, I was like, are we just gonna lay down and just let them have this win, or are we gonna fight back? And I'm glad we did fight back. But it was definitely interesting to see it come down to those last final putts. The other thing that was very interesting is the crowd. And, I'll give my opinion in regards to the crowd. I think it did, play into a lot of fuel from a Team Europe standpoint, but I do feel like there was a lot of unacceptable behavior that was happening from a crowd standpoint. Specifically like Rory's wife getting a drink thrown on her. just things that you normally don't see in a Ryder Cup. So it was really crazy to see how that was playing into the play and really firing players up to either, back off of shots, tell the crowd to settle down. And it was just very interesting to see how that played into the Ryder Cup this year.
Yeah, Aaron, anything else you got to add to the Ryder Cup and kind of what we saw with the crowds? Like she said, it was definitely a little bit too far. It got this live feel to it where it was like, this isn't live golf. This isn't be loud and be completely obnoxious and do these different things. And I don't know how you guys both feel about live golf, but I'm not the biggest fan. It's a fun gimmick, but I don't like it like I like the PGA. So yeah, Aaron, anything else there about the Ryder Cup?
I just thought putting was a huge struggle the whole time. And I think JT came back too late, on Sunday, and Scotty was not on. And Bryson, I felt like at times was playing by himself. But I mean, there were times where I was like, oh, maybe they can get it going. And then it would just fall apart. And yeah, it was just a little too much too late. And I did not agree with all the behavior by the American fans. I mean, when it started, I would have taken my American flag and ran up and down my street. I was so excited, and I was just Team USA, all the way, the whole time, and I always will be. I don't want people to think that that's how we always act at events like this. And I'm hoping for a win in 2 years.
Amen. 2 freaking years. We got to wait for this thing here. But speaking of other tournaments and stuff going on, it was a long gap there before the Ryder Cup, and we're kind of getting back in the swing of things here with the Sanderson Farms Championship coming up here right around the corner. We will get you guys our winners for that, our top 10s, our top 20s. But first, let's talk about the course a little bit, talk about the field a little bit. You take a look here, this one going down at the Country Club of Jackson, Mississippi, a $6 million purse in total. A lot of the big names are not going to be playing here in this one, but Aaron, looking at the course specifically, anything that jumps out to you that you think will be a big focus here?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's not a totally terrifying course, but what I thought was interesting was that it's kind of known to have hard to hit fairways, yet pretty easy to putt on. And it has a pretty high make percentage when it comes to putting. And driving doesn't have to be a golfer's strongest suit to be successful on each hole. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And yeah, it's just a great place to hit birdies. That's what a lot of people have been saying. And I think it should be an interesting tournament because you said, again, not really big names coming in here. And but it's room for people to kind of make a name for themselves.
Elizabeth, anything you want to add to that about the course, the field, who's going to play well here, what type of golfer is going to play well here, who's going to struggle? It's definitely different from some of just the big fields with the best names on the toughest courses. It's different. So anything you got?
Yeah, no, it's definitely different. I do think that driver, off the tee is going to be a challenge for some of these players, even though, as Aaron mentioned, it's not the most terrifying course. It's a pretty easy course to make birdies on, but I really do feel like getting off the tee is going to be crucial for everybody this week and into this weekend. And it's going to really make or break things. I know we saw, playoff last year from a putting standpoint. So that was really exciting. And I am sure we're going to see another playoff, to be honest with you, because it is so such a gettable course for these players. And as you mentioned too, we don't see those, big names coming out, specifically coming off of the Ryder Cup in this event. So it's going to be very interesting to see, who can pull it out. Right now my winner is Keith Mitchell for a couple reasons. If he can get the driver off of the tee, I really, really feel like he will be able to be dangerous at this course. He's got the length, it's not too far. It's just enough in regards to the length of his driver. His short game looks really great and his putting has been on. So I really feel like that's a recipe for a win this week.
Keith Mitchell coming in here 40-1 odds, up to 45-1 odds if you guys do your homework there and try to find it. So I like what you're saying, plus 300 to book a top 10 finish there. But I do want to throw it out there. Akshay Bhatia coming in here, the favorite at 20-1. That is the biggest favorite of the entire tournament. No Scotty Scheffler. There's no plus 300s here coming into this tournament. You got Minwoo Lee, the full swing, season 2 star. Mr. Minwoo Lee there. So a lot of people going to be betting on him, liking him here at 22-1. Hogard, we got the brothers coming in here. So it should be a lot of fun looking at this one here, Aaron. But Elizabeth is going Keith Mitchell for her winner. Who are you looking at here to find a way to walk away with a W here this weekend?
Yeah, I hate to be basic, but I did say Bhatia. I'm really excited to see him just continue to succeed in his 7 of his last 8 starts. He finished in 30th or better. And he's only one of 2 players right now who competed at the Tour Championship, and he came in 13th there. So I think that's pretty significant, and I think he should have a lot of success here. I feel like there's really no reason for him not to. And I mean, if you really observe him and read about him and everything, he's got a strong ability to gain strokes on approach, and he's been great recently at putting. So I think on this course, he's going to do pretty well.
I like what you're saying here. Look, I'm not the biggest this guy I'm about to give you when he's not playing in California, but I'm going to do it here this week because I can't believe Max Homa is sitting down there at 40-1. Just when you look at some of the names above him, it hasn't been the best year for the guy, but come on now. Are we going to act like Max Homa on a good day isn't better than it? He's at least top 3 in this field on a good day for him. I think he very well could be argued as the best golfer in this field on a good day here. So I'll throw out Max Homa, but there's 3 winners for you guys. Jumping on down here, though, to 3 top 10 picks. Top 10, maybe this golfer is not going to win this week, but they're going to compete. You trust them to stay up top there. The favorite, once again, Bhatia is plus 200 to get it done. Elizabeth, who are you looking at here for a top 10 finish?
Yeah, so Max Homa is my top 10 finish. I feel like, as you mentioned, he when he's on and his game is on, he plays extremely well. I know this event is not in California, as you mentioned, and we have seen great success from him in California. So, you're kind of betting on a little bit of him to stay there and to make sure that his game is consistent so he stays in the top 10. But I really do feel like with the field that he has going up against him into this weekend, I really do feel like it's going to be Max Homa, as a solid top 10. Minwoo Lee is my other one. I really do feel like, as you mentioned, from a favorite standpoint, just the way his game is looking right now, I think is going to be, it's going to be a really good, interesting challenge for him to stay at the top 10. I think he will. I really do. And I also feel like, just in regards to the field that he's going up against, his game right now is going to really shine, specifically his putting. And then lastly, I have Lanto Griffin, which is kind of I would say like a dark horse in regards to the top 10. I've been watching him in regards to, his short game, his putting. I really do feel like this course sets up really well for his game. As we've talked about, it's not a terribly, exciting course, but I do think if you keep it in the fairway, if you keep things, boring in regards to just making those birdies, keeping those pars going, that Lanto Griffin will be in the top 10.
Lanto Griffin plus 700 for a top 10 finish here, guys. So Elizabeth not lying there. 80-1 odds for him to win this thing. So you can cash a big time ticket there if you take a shot on Lanto this weekend. Aaron, I like Homa. Elizabeth likes Homa. Is there any way you like Homa here for a top 10 finish, Aaron?
I always like him, and I want to see him do well. I just didn't pick him today. I took Bjornsson because I think he's exciting, and I think he's got a lot of potential moving forward. And he ranks 11th in birdie average. I think that's pretty huge. And I thought a significant win for him was last year at the John Deere Classic. So I think he could potentially really be in the top 10 here and just keep moving his way up throughout the tour.
Interesting. Okay. Well, you know what, Elizabeth, you like my Homa pick. I like your Minwoo Lee pick here. So I'm going to go ahead and just join you on the Minwoo Lee thing. This guy is kind of like, he reminds me of what I get when I bet on like Justin Thomas. He's probably going to have a really good opening day, and I'm going to be like, oh, I'm looking good. This dude's going to be there at the end. Or he's going to be horrendous, and I'm going to know day one I won't see him at the top 10. So the pain is over quickly. So I really like that pick there as well. And finally, some top 20 finishes. The only guy that's not plus money for all you sports bettors is minus 105. That is Bhatia, but you can look around, find a plus sign here. So either way, you get this one good. Elizabeth, I do want to ask you, is there any world that you like JT posting here at 135? And I only throw his name out because I think he had a pretty decent year. We haven't mentioned him yet. Could he be a guy to look at here for top 20?
Yeah, that is actually one of my picks for top 20. So it was a great segue and a great lead in. You're reading my mind there. I really do feel like, he's in a great position to be top 20. He's in a great position to, continue to move up from a FedEx point standpoint. So I really do feel like he's one of my top 20s. I also do have another kind of a quote unquote dark horse in regards to who's playing this week. And that is Colorado native Mark Hubbard. Really love his game for this course. Once again, I've got to go with a local guy that I went to high school with and have him land in the top 20.
Love that. Aaron, where are you going here?
I'm going to go with Min-Woo Lee. I don't think he's going to go, anywhere beyond top 20. So, I think he needs another win here because he won in March at the Houston Open. So I think this would be a really great win for him.
Well, call me a fool, but I'm going to jump right back down here to Max Homa at plus 175. I'm probably dumb for going double down here on Max Homa, but if I think the guy can win, who am I to not say he's going to make it into the top 20 here? If he's not a top 20 golfer in this field, then maybe I don't know golf. Maybe that's what it is here, but I really like this for Max Homa. And once again, I think sprinkling that win could pay off for you as well. But Elizabeth, looking here, whether it's top 20s, top 10s, winners, long shot winners, is there anyone you haven't mentioned yet that you think is worth a look here this weekend?
Yeah, so I would definitely, jump on Aaron's bandwagon in regards to Bhatia. I really do think that, his game has been amazing. I really do feel like, he's due for a win. So I would also, jump on that bandwagon in regards to him being, the highest ranked FedEx Point Cup, individual right now. So that is in the field. So I do feel like it's his to lose. I know I did not pick him as my overall winner, but I would say that he's definitely somebody to keep an eye on.
Aaron, anybody else here for you?
I'm going to go with Seamus Powers. It's not a popular pick, but
I like it.
I think he's got all this experience that he should be using and needs a win here.
All right. Well, I'm not going to add anything else to the fire here. These two giving you a couple extras here on top of it. Elizabeth, I do want to ask you, though, first of all, we do thank you for coming on the show. As always, great to see you. Once again, best of luck in the Creator Open here coming up this weekend. Anything else going on that you got coming up on Instagram? Anything towards the end of the year? Any place people should follow you outside of Instagram at Elizabeth_Diane22 as the people see there? Anything else here?
Yeah. So that is my handle across all socials. So feel free to follow me there. I've got a lot of fun things happening. I've got a lot of events that I can talk about and some I can't talk about coming up here soon in regards to the game of golf. And I've got a couple trips planned, which I'm really excited about. Unfortunately, the white stuff is going to start flying here in Colorado, hopefully later rather than sooner. But have a bunch of things planned and I'm excited to share them with everybody. And excited just to keep, sharing how I'm balancing a full-time career, golf, and, helping our veterans out.
Congratulations once again on all of that. And we do thank you for everything you do over there. And guys, I just want to throw out the extra shout out here. Elizabeth is someone I have had on for many years across a couple times over a couple of years. And you are one of the most consistent people. I just want to give you that compliment in the space here. We see people come and go. We say, oh, I'm this. And I care so much. And like 2 years later, they're selling something. And I'm like, that's not at all what you told me you like to do. You are someone who has stayed right in the thick of it. So that's why I'm so happy for you with this Golf Creator Open 2025. So we'll definitely check in. We're going to be watching the stories, watching the new posts on your Instagram at Elizabeth_Diane22. And guys, until next time, this show is powered by our friends over at Thomas Adams Apparel. We'll see you guys next week.